Right, cycling out to today's permission. I'm crossing an area that used to be an inlet. In the sea used to basically come in here until the 1200s, and then it was a wide estuary capable of receiving large boats like galleons. The harbour's never been found, so I don't know if you can see here, but we're going uphill slightly, and I'm interested in having looked at the LiDAR map, interested in the possibility of finding the location for the harbour. We're 5 miles from the sea here now today, so the estuary itself silted up a long time ago, but there was, so looking this way, what would be to the south, we have a very slight ridge, which I noticed on the LiDAR map because it doesn't reach the 25-foot contour, first contour that one would see on the OS map. So I went along here, and I've looked at gaining a permission in this area. I haven't established the ownership of this particular field, but we've got a permission in a bit of floodplain further along that looks as if it might possibly have been the inlet into the village up until, as I say, certainly before the 1200s, when a dam was put in that diverted most of the water this way, and then up until about 1600 when that dam was breached and then the whole area dried up. So the permission's further along. So is this the Blackbourn Marsh that's mentioned in the Local History Society's document in relation to searching for the harbour here? The river ran across in front of me there, certainly up until about 1600. It's now just a very, very small river with a bridge, but it would have required a boat to take you to the surrounding parishes. And then the reference to the jetty, that 13th century reference to the jetty from a Canterbury Cathedral charter, says to the southeast of Blackbourn Marsh, and we're looking now at the edge of the former estuary, which I detected incidentally in October last year. I found a lot of ordnance and a snake bottle, mostly things Victorian and a Georgian halfpenny, and bits of ordnance, one of which looks like it might be German, so World War I. Possibility of, perhaps, it occurred to me anyway, could be dropped from a Zeppelin, of course. Why would a German hand grenade be situated up on that bank? So the permission is out there. At the base of that bank, about 100 yards into the estuary, which is where it's thought there was a channel where the boats came in prior to 1200. Slightly better view of things. I don't know if you can see the area, 7 acres, that's all it is, behind that tennis court behind me there. But it's so close to the old shoreline and close to the point where the History Society believe possibly the jetty may have lain in the 13th century, which took boats right out to sea in the 13th century via Old Romney, and then in the 14th century via Rye, when the river changed its course, of course. That the jetty could be potentially behind me. As I say, I've done this field previously in October last year, and I just found, I didn't find anything ancient, unfortunately. So here we are. It's only about 7 acres. I believe the Oast House is turn of the century. It wasn't on the 1880 map, but it was on the 1914 map, so We're effectively in the grounds of an oast house today, and it's this pasture area here which was formerly inundated by the sea, certainly before the 1200s. $15, 80%. Just get straight on and dig it. Although it's 34 degrees today, it's ground is a lot better than it was on July the 1st. It's August the 12th today. Another swelteringly hot day. Right, that's hard to say if it's still in the ground or... Yeah, have a listen. Probably off centre. Time for the pinpointer, I think, on that one. Right. Right, bullet case. The old 303 bullet. Hole number 1 a bullet. Right, replace the plug neatly as you do. Or as everyone should. There we go, especially as it's someone's garden. Nice 20 at 80% there. Sounds like a coin, a milled coin. Maybe it's a washer. That's something obstructing my spade. Can't tell if it's... No, it's still in the hole. Right, what's that, a buckle? Oh, piece of lead. Bit of sheet lead. Oh, number 3, quite a nice signal. 13 at 70%, probably a shotty. Let's hope not. down to about 8 or 9 inches now anyway. Something green. What's that? Quite interesting. As to an age, I don't know. Copper alloy pressed item. Don't know what that is. Get the water out. Right, if anyone knows, post below. First interesting thing, hole number 3. Right. 18 here, but what goes against it? It's shallow, 20%. It's loud and shallow, so if it's a coin-sized object, it's going to be near the surface. That's a piece of alley, I can see it. Piece of goddamn alley. Aluminium. 23, but it's loud and 30% shallow. Probably going to be a tin can or something, because I'm very close to the road here. Yeah, down at 6 inches. I was well off centre there. Oh, I can see aluminium. I think that's what I can see anyway. There's that lead, another big piece of lead. Oh, that was alley, but it's lead. (19 to 21), shallow again, sadly, only 50%. It could be a coin. Potentially, he says. Some giant thing. Whether to dig that out or not. I thought I could see aluminium oxide. Right, I'll come back to you on this one. It's coming out, whatever it is, it's something giant. Ah, it's a mortar bomb. It's a complete mortar bomb as well. Shit. Oh dear, I didn't really want to do that. The thing is about these, they drop them backwards down tubes and the percussion or primer is that in, so it had to hit a pin for it to explode, so hopefully it's not going to do anything rash. Right, I'm going to put it the other side of the fence for now. I don't really want to even chuck it there either. (1921), but quite shallow. I'll decide what action to take regarding that mortar bomb in a bit. Try and finish what I was coming out here to do first. Better not be another bloody bomb. 19 to 21. Question is it live? It's complete, that's the trouble. That last one. Not another one. Yeah, possibly another one. I don't really want to be disturbing these too much. Is that a mortar bomb or is that just a... Can't really see. Right. Oh shit, it is another one. So whether that's a complete one, I don't know whether I should find out or just lying there. I can see that it's the tail of another mortar bomb. So I have slight problems at this site at the moment. The place is full of, obviously if it's damp ground in the wall, then I don't really want to whack that too hard. 18. Let's hope this isn't another one. It's quite a good signal, that. Have a listen. So in here somewhere, an 18. And this one hopefully isn't anything to do with mortar bombs. Right. Shallow. It's shallow. Oh no, which bit's it in? It's possibly fallen out, so it's something quite small. It's that, whatever it is. That's coin. Is it a coin or a button? First coin. Or is that a button? I think the latter, unfortunately. I think that's a button where the shanks come off. Sadly. Right, I marked the position of the bomb with this flag, and I think what I'm going to do, because it's irritating me too much, is I'm going to dig it out by digging a wide berth. So basically we've got the tail fins first at this point. So what I'll have to do, I don't know if you can see that, the tail fins there, somehow, I don't want to strike the thing, but which I have just done, I need to go round it. Right, there we go. It's not hissing or anything. Put that with the other one. This detector's turning into a bit of a nightmare. I mean, immediately after the war in the late 40s, these things would have probably been everywhere, but with health and safety as it is now, there's a certain protocol which I might have to follow. Blow your head off, this thing, if it were to explode. So I have to gently put it with the other one in through the fence there. Bugger. Right. Okay, well, we'll know where they are anyway. I guess with these bombs, the main thing is I'm getting them out of the ladies' garden, or the ones that I can find anyway. I don't know how many more there are. But this would have been quite boggy probably in the war. Let's hope I don't find another one. I'll have to raise the subject when I finish. Right, 20 or 30 feet from those two bombs. Over 15. That's 60%. Alright, whatever this is, it's down there. Yep, down at 8 inches. Something a bit more friendly. Horseshoe. There we go. As to an age, I don't know. Probably Victorian, don't you think? 19 or 20? Yeah, I was wildly off target. It's only 5 inches down. I had to open the hole out a bit, so. Not deep at all. More lead. What's that? Oh, not another of those. I had these last detect. Dog lead clips. The 20. 80%. It does, I have to hate to say it does sound like another bomb, but let's hope it's not. Oh, I think it's come out. What is it? Piece of lead. Just a square piece of lead. Got 17 here. Let's get it out just in case it's an older style. That's a big old bugger. It's like a cart horseshoe, that one. Very nice. I won't take these home, but I'll use them to mark where I've left those two mortar bombs. Now, sounds like another bomb, unfortunately. Dig if I can feel something. Oh no, it is. Hopefully it's something much smaller. 18. You usually see the white aluminium oxide off the tail of those things first. It's another one. It's another bomb. I can see. Oh, balls. The tail's come off this one, which I don't know, that's probably a good thing, isn't it? Dug a wide berth around it though. Digging up a hoard, you have to go right out away from the object. Bloody bombs. Oh dear. Right, bomb number 3. Jesus. Put that with the others. Don't do this at home, kids. Not good practice. These could explode and then you'd be probably fatally injured, so I'm breaking all the rules here, but I'm also trying to do a favour for the lady who owns this field, as it's her garden. That's the impression made by it, so you can get a gauge of depth from that. Bottom of the mortar is about 1.5 feet down. And another one by the sounds of it. Dear, I didn't know the whole field, this garden was going to be full of mortar bombs. slightly over this one. Right, I'll come back to you. Yet another mortar bomb. Yeah, another one missing its tail. So you have to be very, very cautious. I've come through into the next field. It's a bigger field, about 6 or 7 acres. I hope this isn't 23, 60%. I just hope there's not another bomb. I'll have to go right up the other end and see if things change up there, if it is. I'm a bit tired of digging them, to be honest. I'm not on it yet. Right, this one thankfully down at a good 10 inches, maybe, yeah, 10 inches, maybe 12, 10 to 12. It's not a bomb this time. It's a buckle. Fairly modern. Oh, I don't know actually. No, that's nice. That's Georgian, I think. I think that's Georgian. It's got a design on it which you probably won't be able to see with this camera. Right, the wind's really picked up, unfortunately. Sorry about this. 26, that sounds exactly like that buckle. 24 down there. A bit deeper. We're on it anyway. Down there about 9 or 10 inches. Another buckle. Yeah, it is the buckle off his other shoe, or a very similar one. Wow, another Georgian buckle. That is a result now. I'm starting to find interesting things. Another Georgian shoe buckle. I guess if it was boggy, then the shoes would have come off in a bog that they were walking through here in the 18th century. Right, another 22 or 23. Not getting many low tones. The problem is, if those Georgian shoe buckles were down at a foot, then how deep does one have to go in order to find more ancient things? The alluvial build-up in these places could mean the older stuff is just a lot deeper. Right, not in this case though. That's only down at about 7 inches, whatever it's going to be. Button or buckle or something. What is it? What earth is that? It's modern. Some sort of fixture. Don't know what that is. 25, it just sounds exactly like one of those buckles, shoe buckles, if that's what they were. There it is, down at 8 to 9 inches. Oh, it's a bloody aluminium lid, bottle lid. 15, down at about 10 inches. Another horseshoe. That's an age, no idea with that. Fairly thick, this one. Could that be Georgian, possibly? Or maybe even earlier, but yeah, horseshoe. Right, I've been outside the farmhouse now for 5 hours waiting for the police, and the reason for that is because the owner of the property doesn't want to be disturbed by the police in the unearthly small hours. So because of that, she asked if I could basically show them the ordnance that they need to dispose of without basically waking her up. But it's now 1:15. I've got work tomorrow, and I'm going to draw a line, unfortunately, because I myself have been here too long. It shouldn't have taken this long. I was told when I rang it would be just over an hour, and that I rang at 8:15, and it's now 1:15. But obviously it was subject to other priorities that they had to deal with. But yeah, frankly, 5 hours waiting is just too long, so I'm gonna have to go.